What's going on, everybody? It is Chris Classic with another Midnight Live. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are not hearing too much of the background that's going off. It should cancel soon. My basement isn't soundproof, so sorry if you hear a little staticky. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's looking live. Good morning. God bless you guys. I love you. God loves you. Christ loves you. Never forget that. Um, Going into my promo gang real quick. Make sure you guys check out where I'll be at for the next couple of months, as we have Now That's Wrestling that's coming in real soon. End of the month, May 28th, a May to Remember. Appleton, Wisconsin. Very good show, very good entertainment. You guys do not want to miss that. Also, June 18th is the return of Kingdom Come at James Shepherd Community Center in Hammond, Indiana. This is something that you guys also don't want to miss. We're going to go off some of the matches. We have the complete card. We have Aaron Stone versus Jackson P. Larkin for the C3 Urban Culture Championship. It's going to be a great match. Uh, Mystery opponents versus Legit for the tag team titles. This is something that you guys don't want to miss as well. Very good show. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a stacked show. Me versus Cassidy Keith. Going to be a great match. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm excited for this show. I'm very excited for this show. We have Marcelo Spade versus Mike Valentine in one-on-one action. Very passionate guys in the business. Announced yesterday was a triple threat, a women's triple threat. KO Kendra versus Renee Van Peebles versus Vega Venom. This happens June 18th, guys, if you guys did not know. The main event is Miles Mercer versus Just Amazing for the C3 Ultimate Championship. This will be a great show. I cannot wait for this main event. Hosted by Kevin Young Sr., a.k.a. Yellow, a.k.a. Yellow Pill Coffee Company. I know he has a live going on right now. If he's still on by the time I leave, I'm going to go on that Yellow Pill YouTube. That's funny. He's messaging me now, but I'll talk to him later. All right, so let's go into the topic because I don't want to be long about this situation. It's a serious topic, and I crack jokes and stuff like that. But this is a very serious topic that I wanted to cover as I'm trying to cancel out this sound. Okay, name of the topic. All right, good. It ended. Thank God. Name of the topic is Don't Be a Myron in Pro Wrestling. Now, if you don't know who Myron is, there was a movie called The Players Club. It was a movie called The Players Club, and there was an exotic dancer named Diamond, played by Lisa Ray. And when she first started, there was a guy that was there. He was very interested in her, and it was just to the point to where every time she would perform, he would look at her and like this picture showing and stuff like that. And he would take the attention that she was giving him as a form of affection. And it was to the point when Uncle Luke came into the club or whatever like that. A lot of the women, they went into the they went to the VIP or whatever like that. And he said, "You can go." And then she said, "Nah, I'm here with you," or whatever like that, and continued to dance. Later on in the movie, before I don't want to spoil it because somebody might want to watch it. Diamond goes, I will say this part. Diamond goes to her home, and then she sees Myron walking up saying that she has a nice place. And she was like, "What are you doing here?" And he says that, "I always make sure you make it home," and stuff like that. And then it was a little scuffle before she closed the door on him and found that surprise. Now, Chris, why are you talking about a movie that involved a strip club? Well, first of all, let's just be honest here. Strip clubs and wrestling are kind of similar. People have a different name when they perform. People have outfits that they wear. It might be more revealing than the actual thing. And we do it for pay. And it may be a persona that we portray. It might be an extension of us, or it may be just something to get people's attention. So it does go hand in hand, all jokes aside. But let's, as I'm going to my screen, let's talk about what is a Myron in pro wrestling. What is a Myron in pro wrestling? Do they have Myrons in pro wrestling? My answer is yes. You have people who see these performers. Usually, most of the time, it's women. You have these women performers. They deal with guys or maybe even gals that like what they see, and maybe the picture that they took, or maybe the merch they bought. Maybe they feel like they're entitled to do something or to invade their personal space or to talk about things that are very inappropriate in a wrestling show. These kind of things happen. And this is the thing that actually makes my blood boil about the speaking out movement, which happened, what, about 2 years ago. It fizzled out so quick when everybody decided to go back outside, because you had women and you had men that were speaking and speaking about situations where they got stalked, where people were invading their personal space, where people even try to do anything and like try to talk to them a certain way or try to violate them. There are many times where this kind of situation happens. You know, some people act like they don't know the boundaries, but they should know the boundaries. And if you are listening to this, you will know the boundaries by the end of this live as we're going on. You know what I'm saying? To me, a lot of people talk about it. Some do, some don't. But we're gonna clarify and tell people that you should not be admiring in pro wrestling, right? We're living at a time where everyone has a platform. Like your phone is your literal platform and stuff like that. So it's like a lot of people have Facebook and a lot of people have Messenger and stuff like that. And you don't even have to have Facebook to be on Messenger. So people can get on Messenger, you can type somebody's name and you can send them anything. You can send them pictures, you can send them all kind of stuff. Some wrestlers have a worker page and some have a page where it's their real stuff, their shoot stuff. You get what I'm saying? And trust me, you have a lot that do that because you have family members or you have people that you want to keep in your circle. You want a personal thing. So sometimes if a fan finds that page, you may not get added because there is some things that people want to keep to themselves and stuff like that. And sometimes people will actually message them. I remember I sent a request to somebody who I knew, and he asked, it was like, how do you know me? And it was like, I didn't take offense to it. I just know what it is. Because on my actual page, I share everything concerning wrestling and stuff like that. But I wasn't offended. I didn't think, oh, well, he think he's above me or anything like that. It's like, I truly understand, because a lot of things with social media make you think that you're friends with this person. And at the end of the day, I am cool with a lot of people. Shout out to everybody that's looking at this on Facebook. I'm cool with a lot of people and fans and all of that stuff like that. But some people are well guarded, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You get what I'm saying? You know, there's just a line you shouldn't cross with wrestling. You know, you shouldn't touch somebody, obviously. You shouldn't grab them. You shouldn't do certain things. I remember a while ago, people were upset about pictures, like people were taking, they felt like fans were very inappropriate with the pictures they were taking with the wrestlers and stuff like that. And it looked weird, but at the same time, the wrestler was okay with it. But I'm not recommending going out there and do that to every wrestler that you see and stuff like that. You know, we have lives that we have to do that is outside of wrestling. Some of us have to go to work. Some of us have to fly. Some of us have to drive. Some of us have things we have to do with our family. Some things are very busy. We're very busy with a lot of stuff, just like anybody else is. You get what I'm saying? So with the Myron situation, right? You know, you hear a lot of stuff. Like you hear people stalking wrestlers. Like if there's a big event, some people find out where their hotel is and they want to book a hotel near them, or they want to go to the hotel so they can take pictures, they can knock on the hotel door and see them and stuff like that. That's a no-no. Nobody should even have to tell you that. You know, oh, okay, they're going to be here and stuff like that. And I understand you want to be a fan, you want to be exclusive. You may have a podcast, you may have a YouTube channel and stuff like that. But what you don't do is that's stalking, especially if you're looking for the person and stuff like that. You know, a lot of these guys that are on a high level, they're very low key and they don't want to be seen, because 9 times out of 10, if somebody says they seen them, then everybody else is coming too. You know, that's not a good thing to see what hotel or where they're going to be at and then try to see them for pictures or for clout or whatever like that. You know, some wrestlers, they'll be okay with it and stuff like that. Oh, let me bring up this example. Arn Anderson, right? Somebody found out where he stayed and they went to his house and knocked on his door and asked him to sign some autographs. Now, him being a nice person, I thought he'd pulled out the Glock like he said in AEW. You know, he signed the stuff, but it's just like you don't know what's going on. He might have been scared. I don't know. I don't think he is, but you know, sometimes people just do stuff because they don't know what somebody is going to do. Like you showed up to this person's doorstep, like you found that information out, and you went to his house unannounced, and you wanted autograph, and you want something like you know, don't pull up to my house, don't pull up to anybody's house I know, asking for stuff like that. You know, that's some stalker stuff. Like even if somebody tell you the address, I don't think a lot of wrestlers, workers, referees, anybody in the wrestling business want to see that or looking forward to you coming to their doorstep. That the Arn Anderson thing was crazy and stuff like that. And some people are like that. Some people will get that information out so people can look, you know, find them and talk to them and stuff like that. That's not a good thing to do. That's not a good thing to do. If you want to support a wrestler, they have merch. You can go to the show that they're performing at. You can buy a picture. Some people got OnlyFans. Some people got Patreon. Some people got all this other stuff. You can subscribe to whatever they do for their services. They have social media that they allow you to do. That's cool. That's fine if you want to be a fan and stuff like that. But you don't pull up to people's houses, or you don't go to where they stay. And it's crazy that I even have to speak about this kind of situation, but it is true. When you're talking to a celebrity or let alone a wrestler, you 9 times, I say 7 times out of 10, you might not even be talking to them in real life. You have a lot of people that are bots, or you have people that are fans and make fan pages of these wrestlers, and then they act like they're the wrestlers, and then people message them or send money and stuff like that. You have countless wrestlers that say, hey, don't send me no money. I didn't ask for money. And people get scammed or whatever like that, or people do some things, you know, just to be seen. I don't think this guy was scammed, but I remember the Liv Morgan situation. Homie sold his house to try to help her out, and she didn't really need the help, and she felt bad because it was like, why would you sell your house for me? You know, I'm a performer. You know, don't sell your house for nobody unless it's for you. At least you'll be in a bigger house. Don't sell your house. Like that's don't do that. Don't do that, man. Like I understand you wanna show how much you appreciate the wrestling. Maybe you want to give them money and stuff like that. I'm seeing more companies, fans are like paying wrestlers, like throwing money at them and stuff like that. I'm not used to that custom. Hopefully I can find a wrestling company that's like that. But anyway, you got to be careful with that kind of situation. You don't go to people's house. Don't do something that messes you up. You got people that like sell off stuff. I sold my grandma ring so I can get something so you can remember me. Like, don't do that. Don't even be a simp. And that's another one. Don't simp. Please don't. And especially don't simp for women that are married. Don't simp for performers that are married. Like, don't do that. Just it's not a good look, fam. Like, don't do that or whatever like that. You know, that I would, you know, if my wife was a wrestler, would continue to wrestle, and I'm hearing somebody saying certain things to her, or you should leave. You know, I don't play that kind of stuff. You ain't gonna be around my wife no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Like don't do that kind of stuff. Like you just got to be careful. I'm gonna share my screen because I want to talk about this situation that happened about stalking. Stalking is never good. Let me say this before I go into this. Real talk. Stalking will get you hurt, might get you killed, might get you beat up. Don't stalk. Especially with the wrestling community that's around me, we don't play about ours. We don't play about somebody putting a woman in danger, anybody in danger. Don't do that. There's no reason for that, and there's big consequences if the cops don't get to you. Straight up. So, even then, this goes into the serious situation that happened with WWE superstar Sonya Deville. As I'm going to it, she said this article from WrestlingEdge.com. Excuse the ads. I don't know. I just hate ads. I'm looking at this and all of a sudden it's a picture of a man's feet. I don't know why they do that, but anyway, it says, excuse me. Sonya Deville was involved in a horrific situation as her home was invaded by a stalker named Philip Thomas II. She had no idea who he was, but he had been stalking her for years and planned on kidnapping her for the past 8 months. So this dude was stalking her for 8 months. After Thomas was arrested, he admitted that he intended to hold DeVille hostage. Messages from his phone revealed that he threatened Mandy Rose as well on his phone. According to a report by Hill by Nature, Sonia was granted a motion to seal evidence that included her personal information. It was also said that DeVille's ex-girlfriend, Ariana Johnson, received horrific messages from Thomas. Both DeVille and Johnson are classified as victim or witness at risk of harm in this case. It was revealed DeVille received more threats from unidentified people saying, I finished the job that Phillips started, as well as my knife is sharper than Phillips. DeVille is currently off WWE television as she lost her match against Mandy Rose at SummerSlam. So look, this is exactly what I was saying. Random stuff about feet. I ain't, man, whatever. Anyway, that is frustrating. That is very frustrating because this dude stalked her for so long and tried to find an opportunity to do that. And this is why you have to protect the women at all costs. We have to protect our women. And they don't have to be our friend or anything like that. It is good to try to protect women or whatever like that. Thank God. It could have been worse. Something could have happened. Seems like he was saying it willingly that he did that. You get what I'm saying? And that's always a bad thing. And even death threats. That's a bad thing too. Even on Twitter and stuff like that, a lot of people don't mess with Twitter because people can be toxic and people can hit you up with death threats and stuff like that. It's just a bad thing. It's just not a good thing to do. You get what I'm saying? You have to protect women at all costs. You have to protect yourself at all costs as well. This could have went bad, with wrestlers and stuff like that. You see people being very defensive, but this was her home. You see a lot of fans, they decide to oh, I'm so sorry. I was waiting for that one. You have fans that jump the barricade and attack wrestlers. You've seen a guy with Seth Rollins. And even outside of the WWE, you see the dude that tried to Ronald Gore, Dave Chappelle. You have people that already try to invade these personal spaces. And it's just if you were in my locker room, you probably wouldn't walk out because that's some spot that you're not supposed to be in. Nobody paid you. Nobody asked you to be in there. So that's why you would get in trouble for that. But to imagine somebody that is in your home, your personal space, some spot that you're supposed to wear your hair and you're supposed to have peace and stuff like that, that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? That's a big no-no. You can't do that kind of stuff. You gotta watch that stuff, man. Don't do it. Somebody should have told them don't do it. And even with the death threats, like I said, Twitter or anything else, a lot of people give people death threats all the time, especially with wrestlers. Oh, well, you suck, you this and that, you got an attitude. Look at how a lot of people treated Sasha Banks. Even to this day, people say that Sasha Banks has a bad attitude, right? Oh, she got a bad attitude. Look at the picture she takes. Look. She's not even smiling. And then she spoke about it. And I'm like, I feel that. And even before, she didn't have to give nobody an explanation. She said it. When I get off the airplane, I'm worrying about getting my stuff and gotta go. And then some people just come in and invade her personal space and want to hurry up and put a camera in her face without even asking and stuff like that. That's not good. Y'all know how airport is. You try to hurry up, get off the plane, and then hurry up, go to bags claim before they put your bags and stuff to the side. You're trying to hurry up and you're trying to get out of there. She has to go to work. She has a job that she has to show up for. It's not like, oh, okay, well, I got to wait or whatever like that. Pete Dunne, a.k.a. Butch, that's on SmackDown, there was a situation where he was walking outside with his baby and his wife, and a fan came up and then they were trying to talk to him and stuff like that. And he was like, no, I'm with my family. I don't want to talk to you and stuff like that. These are the kind of things. You have to respect wrestler space. And we are grateful. Many of us are grateful that you want to take a picture or you want an autograph or whatever like that. But sometimes there's a time and place for everything. And just because you come up there doesn't mean that they're obligated to take a picture, because they could be busy. They could be doing an appointment or something like that. They might be having a bad day. Everybody has a bad day, but it's how you respond to it. I remember the whole internet community dragged Sasha Banks, saying she had a bad attitude because of the pictures that she was taking and stuff like that. And then to come to find out, there's a reason why she acts like that. And I think a lot of people would act like that. And there's other celebrities and wrestlers and stuff like that said it as well. You cannot treat somebody a certain way. and then expect them to just be all willy nilly. Oh well, they owe you. You know, wrestlers don't owe y'all nothing except a good show. They don't owe you an autograph and stuff like that. You know, I'm flattered when people ask me for pictures and stuff like that, but at the same time, if I'm gotta go somewhere, I'm probably gonna let you know I have to hurry up and go somewhere. You have to respect that. You should respect their space. But some people don't want to do that. Some people think, you know, it's old because we put money in your pocket. You know, I hate that kind of mindset. That mindset is very toxic and it's very unnecessary. You get what I'm saying? You don't need to do that kind of stuff to prove a point. It's very dangerous to invade people's space because you do not know the consequences and stuff like that. You look at all these fans jumping barricades, getting in rings, tackling people, grabbing people, doing all kind of stuff. Seth Rollins, he's just one of those guys that's unfortunate. Somebody's always jumping him or getting on him or something like that. And it's sad because it's just like, you know, you could really hurt yourself. You can really hurt yourself doing this kind of stuff. And it's fun. I have to make a video saying don't do this. I'm making a video saying don't stalk wrestlers and follow where they at and stuff like that. And just because you buy their gear and just because you go to every show, that does not mean they owe you anything. An explanation, their phone number, conversation, flirting, hotel room number. They don't owe you that. Be a fan. Be a fan at a distance if you have to be. You know, you have good fans. You have fans that go to every show and stuff like that, and it's cool. Nobody calls them a stalker or nothing like that because they have a reputation. You're trying to uphold it. Like you see this guy right here, the guy in the green, and even the Brock Lesnar guy that's to the left of him, and then the guy with the WWE suit. You know, we don't I don't know their names, but we know what they do. We know how devoted they are as a wrestling fan. You know, this is a WWE show he's recorded at, but he was just at a AEW show. So you can tell he's a devoted fan. Nobody's saying he's crazy. We might say he might have some money, but at the same time, he's doing something that he likes to do, and that's going wrestling. I don't see him with any bad trouble or following wrestlers or anything like that. Like that's okay. You know, I was curious about somebody's Patreon about like what it is and stuff like that, and I was looking at like some sell clothes, some sell old shoes, old wrestling gear, then it's like tiers and stuff like that. And then like one of the tiers was you get to like FaceTime me for like 30 minutes. And it's just like, hey, if that's what y'all want to do, that's what y'all want to do. But I'm like, even if you do pay for that subscription and you talk to them for 30 minutes, you know, they might be talking to you and stuff like that. You know, they're probably not flirting or maybe they are. I don't know. But at the same time, you respect people's space. Flat out. Flat out. So that's all I wanted to say today. I wanted to touch more on it, but at the same time, I'm very tired, and I also I believe I'm going to church tomorrow. But yeah, man, this stuff and wrestlers and invading people's space, like it's unnecessary, and it's just sad that somebody even has to talk about it to you to try to find where a wrestler is at and stuff like that. Like I even know like well Dallas was a spot for WrestleMania both nights, and a lot of people went out there to wrestle. But you know, some of them go out there to be amongst the wrestlers. I'm sure like the wrestlers are very chillaxed and stuff like that. But you can't just go up to anybody and ask for a picture and ask for an autograph and stuff like that because people got to work and people got to network and stuff like that. You got a lot of stories of people being stalked and people treating them a certain way, and it's just a no-no. You get what I'm saying? You have to respect wrestler spaces, and like I said, even in locker rooms, you don't know what's gonna happen if you go in there, or you don't know what's gonna happen if you approach the wrong person. You have to respect people's personal space, or else, especially with wrestlers. I know a lot of people think that wrestlers are just nice people, and sometimes we are, but sometimes we're the toughest people that you ever see. You cannot mess with everybody. You cannot be a Myron from Players Club and think that there's no consequences from it. And it's sad that you hear a situation from Sonya Deville and what happened with her, and then you also hear Kayla Braxton, the ring announcer. You hear her saying that people are stalking her or stalking family members, or that's my baby, or finding people dropping off gifts at her house or her friend's house and stuff like that. Like that's like very irritating to show that like people are invading personal space and doing anything to get it. And shame on anybody that's giving that information out, because that's a no-no as well. Like, what are y'all thinking, man? You know, that like some people want to have personal spaces. Some people say if you do want to send them something through PO box or something like that. Nobody should have to go through that, man. For real, straight up. Don't be a creep. Be a fan. A big difference between being a fan of wrestling and being a creep or being a Myron. Do not stalk the wrestlers. That's it. I don't know what's going on upstairs, but somebody's jumping in the words of Destiny's Child. And that's it, man. That's it. I just wanted to get this off my chest. You know, this was more of an event, not so a warning. Because some people aren't as nice as other people. Sometimes people do give you what you want because they're scared for their life. Think about that. It's crazy. But as I'm leaving, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I'm going to do more fun videos, but this was definitely a video I felt that was needed. If you see this later, thank you for watching. Thank you for looking. Thank you for people who looked at the video as well. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night or morning. Remember that I love you. God loves you. You want to talk to me, you can talk to me on all of these social media platforms, mostly on Facebook. But don't forget to subscribe to the Take It Home podcast. Also to subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling on YouTube. Check out the website to buy tickets for Kingdom Come. You can buy tickets at www.paypal.me/IamClassic. Tickets are $5 for kids. Only $5 for kids and only $10 for adults. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.